Good morning, babies, and welcome to Simply Stacy, where the joy of the Lord is our strength. I know it's been a while, babies, but this morning I'm just feeling something in my spirit. I know this weekend is Valentine's Day for some people. I don't celebrate it. I feel like you should be loving people all day long because some people are in relationships and they just are wicked to each other all year long. But on this one day, they want to try to act like they so loving and sweet. And really, they don't really pull it off. It's just fake. But what I want to talk about this morning is, what do our brother Paul say? I want to talk to the singles this morning because I know some of y'all may be feeling a little weary because you wish you had a companion in your life. Everything out here in this world is telling you and saying to you and speaking to you, from your family to your friends to your co-workers to your church family. Everybody's speaking to you to go be bound. Find somebody to be bound to. But what do our brother Paul say, babies? What do our brother Paul say? I tell you, throughout my journey, and I never thought that in this season of my life I would be a single woman. I never in my wildest dreams would ever think that by the time I got in my 50s, I would be single and not have a husband. But I tell you what, in the midst of it all, I never thought that I would have peace in my spirit, that I would be in a place like our brother Paul said, not seeking to be bound. He said, if you can be like him and obtain, don't seek to be bound. Now, I know that, now believe me, I have desires, I have needs, I have wants, but I don't seek to be bound because I can abstain now in this season of my life. And why? Because I have matured in the spirit. Babies, I'm going to tell you now, when you're immature in the spirit realm, you're always going to seek to be bound. And I'm going to tell you, when you find something to be bound to, you're going to be bound in a whole lot of ways, because a lot of these people that people are getting bound to are of their father, the devil. They're not sent by God. These relationships they're getting in are not by God. They're pulling you away from God. Because I'm going to tell you right now, ain't nothing that God sends you going to move you away from him. Look at your relationships. I don't care if it's friendships, your family member that you hanging around with all the time. I don't care who it is or what relationship it is. If it's pulling you away from your relationship with God and your time with God, it's not ordained by God. Now I know that's a bitter pill because they got all this little stuff out here, little cliches about, when God says somebody, people come in your life for a lesson or a blessing. Some of these lessons you ain't got to get when you get up in the spirit realm and recognize the devil for what it is. When you can discern these spirits, you're not even going to allow them up in your space. You're going to guard your heart like that Bible says. People come out with all these little cliches because of these mistakes that we done made in our human flesh. But once we own up to the mistakes and the choices that we done made, sometime out of ignorance, sometime out of disobedience, sometime out of being hard-headed, I'm going to tell you, babe, once you know that the decision that you made was out of your frailties and not on the limitations of God, you'll see growth in your life. But I'm going to tell you, babies, don't look at this world. Don't look at what the world has said. They got all kinds of dating shows. I know one show I was looking at about married at first sight, just getting hooked up with people. You just met them, let some doctors put you together. You got the people, they got the other show on here where they go over here, what is it, with the foreigners and stuff like that, and they bring them over here to this country. And if they decide they're gonna be together, they got to go through a year or whatever, and then they decide if they're gonna get married or not. Everything out here from Facebook, I see they don't got a dating site on them, which Facebook already been a dating site to me because people all in your inbox trying to hook up with you. I ain't on Facebook for that. I'm not on Facebook for that. I got my friends, my people in God, people I went to school with. I connect with them. And I don't even be inboxing all of them that's on my Facebook. Like, I don't even talk in my inbox. But babies, I just felt it in my spirit so strong today. If you are not bound, if you are single, Don't seek to be bound. This is for male and female, because the church has told males that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. That scripture, they tell them that they supposed to go out there and find a wife. No, they're on a hunt, just like women are on a hunt, and they ain't got to be. But I done learned that in the midst of my process. I know some of them don't want to hear that, men or women, but they don't have to seek him. Let me tell you something. What God doing, he's a awesome God. He's a smooth God. He'll bring it right in your path. But what you got to be ready for, and what you got to understand is, can you discern that the man and woman of God that came in your life to be your spouse? Or are you still operating out of your flesh and want carnality and want fleshly things above spiritual things? Because I'm going to tell you, most time when that spiritual thing come in your life, it's going to be plain. You're not even going to be even, probably ain't even going to be wanting the people. But I tell you one thing, that person gonna love God. They gonna be putting actions to that word. They ain't just gonna be a hearer of the word. They gonna be a doer of the word. So, babies, I just want to tell you this morning, because I know some of you are up here in a tizzy right now, because you ain't bound to somebody. But you better thank God, because when you look at statistics out here in this society, most people out here are in bad relationships. And why? Because most people individually are dysfunctional. They're wounded. They're broke. They're not even ready for a relationship. But so many people seeking to be bound want to go in there and act like they super saver hub. You're going to go ahead and try to help this person, get them healed. Oh, I'm there for them. God put me in their life to help them, to bring them to him. No, they should already have God. They should already have a relationship with God. See, when you think out of this corner fleshly state, when you're seeking to be bound, you will tolerate all kinds of stuff because you just want somebody in your life. And that's your flesh talking. That ain't the spirit, because the spirit is going to have you strong. The spirit ain't going to allow you to operate out your carnal weapons. You're going to fight with your spiritual weapons. You're not going to be led by your flesh to seek to be bound to another piece of flesh and not recognize that this person is not walking in the spirit. You want somebody that's going to be walking in the spirit. You want people to walk in the spirit. Because if they ain't walking in the spirit, you're going to go through. Babies, you're going to go through if they are not walking in the spirit. So, babies, I just want to tell you this morning, excuse me for my phone. I just want to say this morning, if you are not bound, do not seek to be bound. Allow the Most High to bring your mate to you, so that you'll know that it loves him. That person loves God. That they'll be in the same mindset as God. It won't be a whole lot of battles. It'll be a person that's done worked on themselves, to allow God to do what he want to do in their life. They'll be whole. Two dysfunctional people just make a dysfunctional relationship. Babies, wait on God. Don't seek to be bound. I know this may be a revolutionary concept to some people. Some people may not even agree with this. But I'm telling you, the word is sure and true. And what Paul said is sure and true. And I see it like never before. Don't seek to be bound. Because when people seek to be bound, oh, you get bound in all kinds of ways. You see people out here now, they marry women getting abused because they sought to be bound. A lot of women throw themselves underneath the bus because they desperados. They want a man so bad, but what they getting is not men. They little boys. And they exhibit it in all kinds of ways. All kinds of ways they exhibit that they're not a man. Same thing with the men. These women are little girls. They're not grown, mature women, especially not in the spirit. You cannot go out here as a believer that say you love God and seek out a person that is walking in their flesh and then think you're going to have a spiritual relationship. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. That person has to already have a relationship with God and already be walking in the spirit realm. So that when you two come together, you'll be on the same page. That's why God said, don't be unequally yoked. So many people are unequally yoked. And this is where the battle comes in. They're unequally yoked mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Then you're battling. And a lot of times that corner person, they're going to win the war because they're not going to bow down to God. They don't want God. Even if they're claiming it, they don't want God. So you're trying to get them to do things that really love God and be in the spirit with God when they don't really want to be. They want the surface part of religion, but they don't really want your God. But that's a whole nother teaching. Babies, I just want to say this morning, some of you may be feeling low today because you don't have a Valentine's sweetheart. But if you want a sweetheart for the long haul, you want to feel like it's Valentine's Day every day, not just on one day that society chose for you to show love. You want love abiding in your home every day. Wait on God. Do it God's way. Don't seek to be bound. I don't care how much this culture is screaming out to you. Seek, 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 seek. Don't do it. God will bring it to you. Don't allow the enemy to deceive you. And when it comes to you, check the fruit out. Check that person's fruit out before you go being bound to that person. Babies, I love you and so does God. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. It's just so good to talk to you, babies, today. But I just felt it in my spirit about seeking to be bound. Do not seek to be bound if you are free. Wait on God. Allow Him to bring it to you because God knows when it's time. There may be some things He's still working out in you before He brings somebody for you to be bound to. So, babies, just wait on God. Continue to love God. Continue to seek God. Continue to learn Him, His ways, and His will for your life. He knows what you have need of before you have need of it. If it is His will for you to be bound to another, believe me, it's going to be done. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be anxious for it. It's already done, as my Pace sisters say. Babies, I love you and so does God. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Smooches, sugar woogers, love you.